Hi, hey, Mana. Stealing someone's identity was never my plan, but I ended up discovering a shocking truth. It all started when I was 18 years old. We were extremely poor. My dad worked long hours in a factory job that barely paid enough. My mom cleaned houses for wealthy families. Even with both of them working, we didn't have much. We ate only twice a day. By the time I finished high school, I had big dreams. I wanted to go to college and build a better life. I wanted to escape the poverty we were trapped in. But college was expensive. I asked my parents, but their answer broke my heart. "We're sorry, Anna. We don't have the money." That night, I cried myself to sleep. The next day, I watched my friends leave for college. I stood at the door waving goodbye, feeling like my dreams were crushed. But then, one day, my mom said something that gave me hope. "Why don't you look for a job?" she suggested. "You could save some money and go to college later." At first I wasn't sure, but then I realized it was my only chance. So I started looking for small jobs. That's when I saw the mansion. It was enormous. Golden gates, grand gardens, and the tallest house I had ever seen. It looked like a place from a fairy tale. I stood at the gate, nervous but hopeful. Maybe they need help, I thought. As I walked up, the watchman looked at me, his eyes widening. "Miss Sarah, you're back," he said. Froze. Who was Sarah? Before I could explain, a maid rushed out of the house. "Miss Sarah. Oh my goodness, you're back," she said, smiling brightly. I didn't know what to say. Before I could speak, she grabbed my hand and led me inside. The house was breathtaking. Marble floors and giant portraits on the walls. As we climbed the grand staircase, something caught my eye. Photograph. My heart stopped. It was me. I was in the picture, standing with a man and a woman I didn't recognize. How could my face be in their photos? I didn't know what to do. She led me to a room where two elegant people were waiting. They were dressed like royalty. The woman's eyes filled with tears when she saw me. "Sarah, my darling," she whispered, pulling me into a hug. I froze, unsure of what to say or do, but their warmth and love overwhelmed me. I didn't have the heart to break their happiness, so I stayed quiet. The days that followed felt like a dream. I lived in luxury I had never known. They gave me beautiful clothes, jewels, and anything I could ask for. The food was incredible. But deep down, I knew it wasn't my life. I was pretending to be someone else. I told myself, I will pretend until she comes back. One evening, I sat on the big bed in the fancy room, holding my old phone, the only thing that still felt like mine. I typed a message to my parents. I got a good job nearby. They even gave me a place to stay. Don't worry about me. My hands shook as I sent it. Guilt crept over me. I was lying to the people who loved me the most. One night, as I sat eating, my mind wandered. I thought of my parents. I thought of my sister. They were probably going to bed hungry. Lying in the big soft bed, a thought came to my mind. I could help my parents. The opportunity came unexpectedly. One day, while passing the study, I noticed a wallet left carelessly on the desk. My heart pounded as I picked it up. I told myself I would only take a little, just enough to help my family. I sent the money to my parents. It didn't stop there. I started taking small amounts whenever I could. Every time I sent money home, I felt relief, but also fear. What if they noticed? What if they found out? I remember the day my world fell apart. I was sitting in the grand living room with a book in my hands. I heard the front door open. Footsteps echoed in the hall. "Miss Sarah! Miss Sarah!" the maid called out. I stood up, confused. "I'm here," I said, but she didn't look at me. Then I saw her. A woman stormed in, her face red with anger. She looked exactly like me. It was the real Sarah. "You," she said, pointing at me. "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" My chest tightened. Behind her, Sarah's parents appeared. They looked shocked.